Something's up. This looks weird. Why does it look like that? Does it? Is it? Is anybody here? Does it look weird? Like the video. Like the video. Like the video. Like the video. I guess it looks okay. I don't know. I'm gonna just start going. I'm gonna take this out. This you can't even see it, can you? Here, we'll put this over here, and we'll put this right there. And oh, maybe we should put this right here, and put this right here, and then put that right there. That doesn't look good, does it? Whatever. All right, just do your thing, Grace. Okay. Okie dokie. I'm thinking that I just need to check the candle, see if it's gonna go out, and we should be good to go. Stefo, I just emailed you back. I'm late because of Stephanie. Just kidding. I'm late because of me. All right, hold on. Uh-oh. But no, I got a message from Stefo. Well, I don't know when she sent it, actually. I just know that when I turned my computer on here to be able to monitor the chat, that I saw an email from her, and I was like, I am going to think about this the whole reading if I don't look at it. So I'm really sorry about that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. It had this weird glare in which it still does, in my phone, on my screen. This whole area up here has like a weird white, I don't know what the frick this is. Hello, Amy. I forgot to send you your reading before this reading. My bad, dog. My bad, homie. My bad, car. Okay. This is a weird message. Also, Mr. Lightwork and I talked this morning about our readings from yesterday, and we have this weird thing where we've noticed that, like, okay, this is the way we describe it. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but we're like 0 and 1, like binary code. He's 0, I'm 1, meaning he's the person that introduces you to some concept, and then I'm the one that helps you figure out how to integrate it and use it. And so we've always kind of made that jokingly, like, yeah, haha. And it's also kind of where we kept our prices where they are. Like Mr. Lightwork's prices are going to be usually like half of what mine are. And so because we wanted to kind of have that like entry level spot for people who couldn't necessarily work with me, but really needed to talk to a coach. And so we have all these different things we kind of just talk about. But then at least twice a week, we talk when we are kind of like doing our shift change. And it turns out that I will have just did a reading while he was sleeping that matched the reading that he did while I was sleeping. And so yesterday's readings, I don't know if anybody watched both of them, but the fact that he said the strength card came out in his, like, y'all, when I tell you I've been working overnight, that's why a lot of you are getting messages from me at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the morning like that again. So I'm not even awake when he does his reading. Like, I'm not even able to monitor the chats lately. And so to think that the more deeper our separation of our videos becomes, right? Like where we're not even awake, we're like what the more in sync they are. So if you watched the past few readings the last few days, I hope that you're noticing that even Mr. Lightwork and I know this is going to sound crazy, but we kind of tend to do like a reconvening and then we don't talk about work because we work from home and our entire life is all about you guys. And it's just, I think, a healthier way for us to exist. And it's just so nuts that we'll kind of come in and be like, yeah, I had this great idea. Let me share it with you. I thought it was so profound. And then it'll be like, that's what I said in my reading yesterday. It's like, oh my gosh, what's the point? So yeah, so I always think it's funny when people say like, oh, I prefer Mr. Lightwork's readings over Fiery Graces, or I prefer Fiery Graces over Mr. Lightwork. It's like, no, you've either become attached to me, or maybe you're the type of chick that, a man can say the same thing to you that a woman can say, and it's totally fine for the man to do it. There's people out there like that see certain things a certain way and do things a certain way. The reality is you're going to get damn near the same message, but from a very different perspective, that gives it, it's funny because I'm looking at this and this is such a perfect way to see it. It's like you're getting like the divine perspective and also the, I won't call it the undivine, but like the vibe that where Mr. Lightwork can really say, hey, I remember why I was doing what I was doing when I got with Grace. I can, he can kind of talk to you about the things that he thought, knew, and why he still behaved a certain way. I can talk to you about why, I stayed, why I put up with things that I never would have put up with before. He can give you the DM side, I can give you the DF side. And when you watch these messages together, you get this fullness. It's kind of funny that this was right here. So yeah, guys, I just, I don't know. I just thought that was nuts this morning because it's never been so, like overlap, but it's never been so direct as it's been in the past few weeks. And today was like, all right, fine. So I hope that this, gives you guys some clarity if you've been wondering how our messages are different and yet they help and kind of like build on each other. And yet we're talking about like totally different things, tapping into totally different parts of the class. It's because we are in our divine light work and we are absolutely here for you guys. This is our intention, is to provide that kind of setup for you, and it just continues to flow out in our work. So thank you so much to everyone who continues to watch both videos each day, if there are two, and keeps up with both of us. And don't worry, we've got love letters and stuff coming on the way. There haven't been any love letter type energies lately, but both of us have been sensing there's some things coming through. He confirmed with me the other day, and so I'm really, really loving seeing what our tribe has been able to build. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bless and shuffle, introduce the video and all that. If you can let us know, wait, what was the question I was going to ask you guys the other day? I think it was yesterday, right? When is your birthday? You don't have to give like your year if you don't want to. But when is your birthday? Because I thought it was crazy. Oh wait, it's today? They're probably not here, as I think. We have a couple of people whose birthdays today. Oh, Jamie, you are here. Happy birthday, Jamie! and also Loving Light Lynn's birthday's today. And it was just like nuts to be like, what? So let us know when's your birthday if you want to share. Oh, this is Mr. Lightwork's birthday too. Yay. Any 716 babies out here? What it do? Oh, Amy, I like your birthday. 617. I like that birthday. Flip it. What's up? Who's that? Lola? What's up, birthday twin? Okay, I'm gonna stop. I gotta focus. All right. I love you guys. I hope that helps create a little bonding experience on the chat there for you. Let's do this. Oh, I'm hot. You know what? I'm going to take this off because I'm burning up. And I'm going to put this on. Yeah, I told y'all how I feel about clothing. Okay, so let's go, Grace. Welcome to ASCENT. Today we have a message concerning the divine masculine. There is something that has happened to them in the first week of February in 2022 that some of you are going to watch live, some of you are going to see pretty close, and some of you are going to find later. You are going to need to look back at that time. Some of them are going to get it and integrate it now. Some of them are not going to get it until later, and that's when you'll be drawn to this reading. So this is incredible because the energy that we're dealing with right now has implications about this period between 2/2/2022 and 2/22/2022 and the rest of the year. And it's very, very exciting because I feel like what we're getting is, have you ever seen people who believe that the pyramids were built by ancient aliens and that they built from the top down? Like they had a capstone floating in the middle and then they built down. I don't remember exactly what the theory is, but that's what I see. I see divine masculine getting the capstone right now in the early part of the year and then working their way back down to the base. So, and that's interesting to say that too, from what we had yesterday in our reading. Very, very complex energies. Many things are going direct. I think all planets are direct right now. There's a lot that's happening, but this couple of day period at the beginning of February is where the divine masculine collective in particular is going to hit the wall. Divine feminine, you've been feeling the wall coming for a while, so the impact has not been as shocking to you. It's probably been more like this dull aching, almost like childbirth versus this kind of just sudden. So let's find out what we need to know about what happened to the divine masculine that brought about this either intense and immediate shift or a deep sense of foreboding that they must do something different. And again, this is not an idea or a thought. This is a demand of divine, a requirement. Okay, this is deep. So let's go. Wow. Moving on, and look at the divine feminine in the center of the universe. In fact, I'm going to be real with you. Look at that in his hand. That looks like a magic mirror or like a magic pocket watch. And I think that's the face inside. The divine masculine has been trying to reach out and speak to you and talk to you because what they are facing right now, what they know they need to move towards, is something that they have known for a long time. And again, some of them resented you for it, that they're not going to be able to do this without you. They're not going to be able to understand it without you. So again, we're coming in with this energy of the three, 1, 2, 3, and then 6. We're coming in with the similar energies that we started with yesterday. Let's see if this shifts. But okay, I'm moving on, and my compass really is leading me towards this face, this energy. Wow, authority. Here's our Emperor card. But you know what's funny? We had a card that came up yesterday that gave me the Emperor vibes. But this, I know authority is a huge Emperor archetype. But to see, remember I mentioned he didn't have a crown on, but he was in the purple and gold. I'm sorry, the purple and red. But this person doesn't have a crown technically. They do have the, what are these called? Like a ivy leaf? What is it? Not garland. Laurel wreath? I don't know what these are. Does anybody know like what Julius Caesar wore on the side of his head and why? And then he's got this divine light behind him, almost like the halo. And so to me, this says that it is the divine king. This could be explaining why the divine masculine has this crash moment. It's kind of like when someone who has been taken from their kingdom finds out that they're a princess or a prince. It's like, and it's also at a point where for a while you've been feeling like you didn't fit in. For a while you've been realizing that it's taken a lot more effort than it used to make things work with the people in your life. And then when this happens, it's like, oh, and so the divine masculine is in this space here where they see that the only way that they're going to be able to move on is if they choose to step into this divine authority. And it's really less about them being, the authority in their life, because the truth is they thought they were before. It's more about them standing as a divine authority over a divine dominion, or a reigning sovereign and supreme over a divine 5D kingdom, which is something that in the past they would have thrown aside and said, that's dumb. What can I get out of that? I can't even touch it. This is an integration that has been a long time coming, I'll say. Wow, and that, okay, oh, now this is weird. So we have a message that comes through as 911, okay? 6 plus 2 plus 1 plus 11. The 911 call, we're going to have to figure out which way is it going. Is it coming from divine to divine masculine, almost like divine is calling in him, your DM as a firefighter, you get the call and you go? Or is it coming in from divine masculine to divine? Like, hey, 911, I need help. I'm realizing that there's some things that need to happen. What's interesting is that this is the third reading in a row where this 7 of Swords, change of plans, divine masculine coming in a kind of a sneaky way, but it really being divinely ordained that this comes up. This is interesting. I think we should read it, but let's get our spread set up first. Wow. Okay. I mean, look at, okay. Wow. Okay. Okay. Movement, choices, and decisions. And this is about all things in life. This is about everything that they have been worried about, trying to shift, the things that they also thought weren't possible. weren't going to happen for them. This is huge. They are taking their sword. They are even the laurel wreath or whatever that's called around the ears. That's a sign of victory. It's also a sign of, like, it's a crowning achievement, right? Like you might give your betrothed a crown like that and say, it kind of represents, hey, I'm claiming this person. This person is mine. This divine masculine energy says this crash that happened was exactly what they needed. And it wasn't that the crash came and suddenly they wanted to change. No, seriously. They have been trying to figure out for the longest time what to do. But admittedly, there were some things that they did not want to let go of. There were some things that they were afraid to touch. There were some things that I don't even think they could see that were holding them back. And it was the crash moment, this divine intervention that came and changed everything. So let's get some clarifiers here. Too many. I just want one more, please. Thank you. Alrighty. Wow. Wow. Okay. Why am I laughing? Because DM says I've got plans for us at a point where we had to see the 911 call. Again, is it that divine has finally revealed to the divine masculine and taken the scales off their eyes and shown them the divine feminine? That's where we saw the divine feminine's face is in their compass, is in their magic mirror. Or is it that the divine masculine had plans all along and just didn't know how to go about them until divine came in, and maybe that was the crash moment? So, all right, we've got 200 people, only 100 likes. Make sure you like this video. There are a lot of people who need to see content from ASCENT, from Mr. Lightwork and myself, that have no idea we exist. And for some of you, that might be like, no, that's impossible, Grace. But seriously, it takes a lot for YouTube to break through someone's binge watching of like karmic content and stuff like that. You liking the video, you leaving a comment, you sharing it, whatever you can do, make sure that the same people in the same position you were in a year ago or 3 years ago, or whatever, can get out of that space and finally step into the light and make a decision for themselves about what they want to do with their DM, their twin flame journey, and how they watch tarot. So please do continue to support this channel. Wow, I look over and it's 144. Thank you for liking the video. That was awesome. All right, so let's get our cards. And before we do anything, we are definitely reading the 7. Because of this, the fact that we have I've got plans for us here, I absolutely feel like that is the first thing we need to know. Alrighty. And one more. Okay, let's put this to the side. And before we even look at this energy, let's go to, actually, I don't even know where in this book that would be. It's an interesting book. This one? Yes, here we go. Deception and Envy. Oh my gosh. I told you guys they had a sense of foreboding. Listen to this. To be forewarned is to be forearmed, meaning armed beforehand. You have been provided with the ammunition, or, at least the ability to create a intercept plan. Okay. How am I going to stop this ambush from happening? Right. So to be forewarned is to be forearmed. The fact that the energy we started with was the ace, not the ace of swords, but a sword. Come on, guys. Come on. Shout out to Lydia for this dope deck. All the dope decks we've gotten lately have been incredible, and they just prove that it's not an energy thing. Like, the energy isn't sitting in the cards in my box of cards that I have. You can send me a deck of cards, we can pull the cards, and somehow, even in a deck that doesn't even look like a Rider-Waite, you have cards coming out consistently across matching other Rider-Waite readings we've done. This is to be forewarned is to be forearmed. This card comes at a time when individuals or conditions aren't what they appear to be. Listen, Divine Feminine. How well do you really know the people around you? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You heard me say this. Most of you have been here from the beginning. You heard me say that. That they're looking around and feeling that it's harder for them to fit in, that things are not what they thought they were. I should see some wow emojis from the members because you guys have that special wow emoji. Okay, focus. Are they telling you everything you need to know? In business, make sure you gather all the necessary information so that you're aware of and understand all the facts before continuing. So the Divine Masculine is working. They are seeing their authority, their dominion over their kingdom. As living in a capitalist society, I understand that my kingdom of America is all money focused. Okay, that's all that we care about here. And it's interesting because the Divine Masculine is getting these messages that say, you're getting a warning, you're getting messages. The feeling that you've been feeling will then be met by further downloads and signs and syncs proving that you are right on target, that this is not where you're supposed to be. And now you have to figure out what it is about the business of your kingdom that has been failing, creating a sense of lack and a sense of, really just, I like that actually. The poor business practices. The things that you're doing are not going to help you turn a profit, if you will. Ooh, wait, that just hit me hard. Oh my gosh. To turn a profit in business, you get money over your costs of your goods and your services. To turn a profit, that phrase could sound like turning a profit from their goodness or from their evil ways to their light. So there's a lot. You've worked hard. Don't let others take from you what is rightly yours. Unfortunately, some people may be envious of your accomplishments. This card also represents, listen, a time of sudden and unexpected changes, or when plans that you're undertaking may not have turned out exactly as you envisioned. Have a plan B as a fallback strategy to prevent future problems. Use this card as a reminder to be prepared. It's better to be safe than sorry. Wow. Okay. Again, this is not even a deck. This is a clarifier set I made for myself because we are such a Divine Masculine centric channel, trying to make sure we really understand them, see where they're at, and integrate that into our journey, whether we're by their side or not. The fact that this card, and I think I only made like 40 of these, they're not that many, comes out. The fact that the Seven of Swords vibe comes out 3 readings in a row, maybe 4 readings in a row. And then we read that card about deception and envy, and somehow it is a plan card. I'm just saying. We in there. So energetically, what do we need to know? And we're going to start up here today. The throat chakra. Bruh. This is what I thought about with the freaking turn a profit thing. Bruh. What's back here? Y'all. Yesterday we had the base and the third eye chakra, but today we have the throat chakra, which to me feels like we're getting closer and closer to integrating our truth. So yes, the Divine Masculine is experiencing a very massive shift in their life. Divine change is upon them. They are trying to express their truth, but they are not very good at expressing themselves in their new light. Now, you want a Divine Masculine who can come in and give you all the low vibes? Sure. Why not? They've been there. But a Divine Masculine articulating that they found that they are more grounded than ever, that they have, are experiencing these very challenging. Now, we have 1 + 5 is 6. So I do again feel that we're on track because we're talking about this year, 2022, this 6th year of how everything is going to, I don't want to even say turn around. We're not going back, you guys, but everything is going to finally turn out And again, if you are only allowing the turnout, the outcomes in your life from the divine perspective to be, I'm in union now, you will miss your own things the way divine just kind of cracks knuckles and says, let me show you what I got. You will miss your divine masculine's changes because if it's not union, it's not good enough, right? You will miss a lot of things if you refuse to acknowledge that there are gifts, blessings, miracles, and good things headed your way and your divine masculine's way that have absolutely nothing to do with you guys dating, okay? So listen to what your DM appears to be saying in this message, because I do believe we're having a beautiful sense of divine communication here, but also understand that this is a new foundation for them, and they're also not necessarily as clear on what it means as you may be. So hopefully you can get some information here that maybe you're going to get a confirmation reading about this in like 6 months, right? But you can get the information you need, you can get the confirmation you need here and proceed forward without feeling so bogged down by the way you used to do things, by the way you felt you were supposed to do things before. So divine masculine has crashed, has had a moment of extreme change in their life. I can attest to it that this energy is real. All right. I tend to have things happen to me before the collective experiences them. It's just kind of a part of my life. Some of you have the same thing. Some of you are late bloomers too. But some of you know when you're like, yeah, I graduated early from high school and college. I started things young. I picked things up young. I started talking and walking young. I was an early bloomer, whatever. You kind of need to know this. You also will experience things before other people, which sometimes can make you feel crazy and outside of society, outside of the world, until the thing happens to everyone else, and then you're able to help them. Do not, if you are the early bloomer like me, do not be the type of person that will not be given grand gifts, because you're the type that when you go through something, you either watch other people go through it after and go, I went through a hard time, so you do too. Or you just don't care enough about people to even notice that anyone has ever experienced what you've experienced, and you keep your mouth shut either way. Do not be that person. I'm coming to you now and I'm telling you, if I can experience the crash energy your DM has, and you probably are or will too, what is it that they want us to know? You're wrong. There's something you're wrong about divine feminine, something you have not considered, something you don't know. But I think that in the same sense, the divine masculine is wrong. And I think them realizing where they need to make the change is where they're able to look at you and say, wow, you had it wrong too. This is important because this is further proof that sometimes us getting involved in someone else's life without really knowing what's going on, without taking the time to sit down and understand it like we would for our own life, can be one of the worst things we do for a person, because it gives the feeling or the sense that we're actually helping and providing sound advice, but we're not. I had someone in my life in my past that was the king of this, and it was like I would go to them, I don't know why, because they presented themselves as a higher, they just kind of knew everything. And so I went to them and I would say, okay, what about this? And they would just kind of spaz out and, oh, I don't have time for it. Why don't you just do this? Duh, da, 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 da. Or they would like really quickly be like, oh, obviously you should just do this. They wouldn't take the time. Guess what they did afterwards? Can you guess? Because it sure wasn't, oh, my bad, I should have taken the time to actually sit with you and give you the same attention I would have given myself. No, it was, you're an idiot. Who told you to do that? Or that's not what I meant when I said that. And so the divine masculine can experience the same things from people. And you want to make sure you're not that person in their life, because in the end, it's really easy. It's natural as a human being to go and look at that situation and turn to them and say, that's not what I said, or that's not what I meant, or who, da, da, da. No. So what else do they want you to know? Unblock me. Now, this is interesting because the other day I got a message about another card that was like, pick up the phone. And I realized that the feeling is I'm going to call you, pick up the phone, right? Or call me, pick up the phone. But I realized that their divine masculine advice when you're in separation, we all want it to be about how to get with them, right? When are we going to get together? When are you going to be ready? When are you going to figure it out? But when you get together with your person and you guys are partners and helping each other, you're going to go to them for other advice. It's not always going to be about relationships and reunion. And I'm interested that that even came to my mind now, because it's like that said what? Pick up the phone. And in that message, I realized that the divine masculine was telling the divine feminine there was something they knew they were supposed to be doing and they needed to pick up the phone and do it. Here I get the sense of unblock me. And it's not like unblock me on social media if I'm blocked. It's more like unblock the me that's actually getting through to you. Unblock this part of me so that you can receive the message. Because if you don't, you're not going to get it. You have blocked your future divine masculine when you block your, potential DM or someone who's hurt you. Because if you decide that, person X is your divine masculine, whether or not your DM, the true DM over here, is person X or person Y, by blocking person X and calling them your DM, you're blocking person X and person Y in the future, if that makes sense. There's a reason why on our channel, we recommend that you call your person your potential divine masculine, or PDM, because you don't then have the guilt later or the just kind of pride later that says, you know what, I'm going to stick to the journey I've been on with a person who I kind of know isn't really my person because I've said it for so long, it would be embarrassing to pull back. But if you call them your potential divine masculine instead, it allows you to participate in the community, in the tribe. It allows you to continue forward on the journey, believing for and with this person, but it also allows you that last and final step of realizing that if divine has something better for you, it's not your loss, it's your gain. You are hearing unblock me, and some of you know you've been thinking about it and you're like, why did I block him in the first place? Again, I really recommend you think about, before you block someone, the aftermath, right? What do you expect to happen? I only block people if I know I'm never going to talk to them again. But if I think that I'm going to have a relationship with someone in the future, I understand that blocking them on Facebook or social media usually means I'm going to have to refriend them, or they're going to have to refriend me, and we're going to have an awkward conversation about it. So some of you already know that it could be about your DM and social media and all that and whatever, sure. But some of you need to unblock your future divine masculine. The person who gets through the crash, the person who gets through the dark night and gets better. Unblock them. Let's see. What do we need to know here? Oh, I need help. That's why. You're wrong. Unblock me. This could be saying you're wrong about your twin flame choice, right? That person you keep claiming as your DM and wondering why nothing's changing, why the readings kind of resonate as a DF, but not really about the person, is because maybe you've literally attached yourself to the wrong person. On the other side, it could be something completely different. No matter what it is, you need to unblock that future version of them, the one that you do love, even now, from even the space of standing in your future self. You need to unblock them because they need help. And remember the other day I told you, was it yesterday? I told you, no, it was a couple days ago. It's strange to imagine, but if you know that you're going to be a queen in 2050, right? In 2050, your life will be exactly as you imagined. And then come 2050 and beyond, that's where you're really going to take your light work to the next level. But you know it's going to take you a while to build the kingdom that you want because it's vast. So I said to you, what? Sit in the seat in 2050, here in 2022, and tell your younger self what to do. Well, now we hear your future DM, the king that was on the other side of that tree. Some of y'all saw the reading. Whoa! That person also is already reigning. Again, if you believe the way we believe, if you believe in what we believe in, then you believe in reunion this lifetime. You believe that your divine masculine, you're not only on the other side, right, of life, the other side of the dimensions and the parallels, not only on the other side do you guys exist as one, but in this realm, in the future, you exist as your twin flame selves, the two individuals you are, and you run a kingdom together. You have to be able to tap into those individuals just like you can tap into the individuals, of where you came and where you will go. If this was you in the heavenly realm before, then when you go back to the heavenly realm after, this is still going to be you. This is how you're going to come back. If you go from this person to two people, but maybe these are two regular people who don't know they're twin flames, who don't know they're powerful, and then you shift into these two people in the future who are, rulers and light workers and all that, you still shift back in the end to the one. So what I'm seeing is a divine masculine who's trying to connect with you, but you're kind of here in the low vibe duality. And because some of you struggle to trust the things you cannot see or have not yet achieved, but know are there, know will be there, know it's like you're just waiting for yourself in 2050. 2050 you is just waiting for 2022 you to get there and see how amazing things turn out. But sometimes when you're dealing with another person, especially someone who's going through things, who doesn't seem like they're on point, it can be very easy to muck all that up and see this. Separation seems real, like so distant. But the reality is you are one in the heavenly realm now and in the future, right? Who was and is to come kind of thing, right? And the is of it all is not just about right now. The is, the present life that you're in can be looked at from your divine self as birth to death. You look at life from today, from present moment where I am in my life, whatever age I am, whatever day this is in time. But the reality is your oneness self looks at things from a space of birth to death, looks at your experience and does not ever really see you as the infant, the unawakened. I feel like I'm going over a lot of people's heads. I'm going to move forward. So, your divine masculine, one of those beings is asking you for help. And if you keep only picturing them as not even really the present, let's be real, most of you are not in a present space with your DM. And if you are, they're not open with you. So they're not present in the present. So you really don't know them like that. But we're not talking about that person. We're not talking about them. We're talking about the divine masculine that keeps you here. What's the last thing you're going to need to know? Last time was divine. Now, if we had flipped this would sound very sexual to me right now. But because I just sat here and talked to you about the different spaces in time, the who was and is to come of it all, and then it says last time was divine, bro, he trying to point you back to something. Oh gosh, this reading's getting me. Woo, wait. Okay. Let's go. What are you wrong about? And we'll need a clarifier for this. Discontent and boredom. Kind of, I think this is like 4 of Cups. You are wrong about the perception you have of your divine masculine. This is not what's really going on with them. But since we get a clarifier with this, what is going on with them? That's why I picked this instead. What is going on with them? As they set, in their foundation. Oh, and look at the castle. And the rainbow on the ground. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Look at where they're facing. When did I say that the other day? I said something like, this is a snapshot in time. And it's like this, you are misunderstanding. They took this imagine. Okay, are you ready? Okay. So I'm going to show you guys an Instagram picture of your divine masculine. Ready? Okay. So this is the Instagram picture your divine masculine just posted today. All right. Tell me what this person's doing. Well, if you scrolled through Instagram and this popped up and you saw your DM in this, what would you say? What would you think? Some of you would go, he trying to look good. He's so full of himself. Why he got it? Or he posing. He not a model. Some of you are going to say, where is he? How did he get there? Whose house is that? There's all kinds of approaches to the moment, the snapshot. But the truth is, this could have been your divine masculine, walking to an appointment and noticing something on the ground and noticing he could set his phone up right here and do a timer, running over, taking a quick picture, and then going about their day. This did not have to be what you assumed or thought it was, but that's the problem with the snapshots in time. So you're wrong. There's something you think you know about them. There's something you think you see and understand. So what is it they want you to know? I mean, this kind of dictates how the rest of the reading will go. What? Oh, it fell on the ground. Material harvest. And look at the crown of light around their head. Now, it's not as solid as the one we saw on the guy who kind of looked like Caesar, all right? The Emperor card. But it is beginning. Now, you might think, if you look at this, what does this have to do with that? Well, obviously, even though we're on two different colors, meaning two different sections of this deck, it's the same guy. That's number one. Now, look at number two. You see the pillars. Look at behind him. Now, these pillars are not in real life. That is a blueprint, okay? And then you look around and you see this huge, vast kingdom. Like, there's a castle over there, and I'm pretty sure this is a castle. Like, this is huge. But this is all they have to offer. So what kind of harvest is that? 5 things? What? This is it? This is all you've got? Yeah, Divine Feminine, you're wrong. You think so many different things about the way they're pursuing these plans, and you think that their harvest should look a certain way, and you think they should be in a certain position in a certain place by now. You think all of these things because you're looking at it from the perspective of your journey, what you felt you were supposed to do, what you decided. But the difference is the Divine Masculine has actually made plans long ago and set this snapshot in their mind. And where you might have looked at their Instagram picture and thought, oh my gosh, my Divine Masculine is so prideful. They're so into themselves. They're always trying to, floss, and they're full of it. No, this was their vision board. This kept them believing in what they were out to achieve. And this represents the 9 of Pentacles in this deck. And it gives me the sense of a Divine Masculine recognizing that they would have to do things alone because the visions that they had were so grand. And it's weird because I get a sense that some, not all, but some Divine Feminines were actually really discouraging to their Divine Masculines' goals and plans because the Divine Feminine misunderstood some of them and thought they would mean the DM didn't want to be with them. 327 people watching, 227 likes. Come on, you know you like this reading. So, Divine Masculine says, hey, you're wrong. You thought that snapshot you had of me, whether it was something you saw online on social media or whether this is just the last moment you left them. Like, this could be the last fight you guys had. And as you were walking away from them, pissed, you turn around and there's a damn rainbow by their feet. How dare they have such a majestic situation going on when we're fighting? Okay, this is a feeling of you think you know, you think you see, you think you can sense, you think you have such a strong idea of what I've got going on. But the truth is you have no idea what I was going through mentally and what it took for me to be able to truly walk into this knowing what I've had and faced before. Because some of you, when you said, Grace, I was never discouraging. Well, here's the thing. If they decided that they wanted to go off and work somewhere that would take them across the country away from you, and you told them not to because to you that was like, oh no, we're not going to get into union. Ain't no way around it, honey. That discouraged them. You can say that wasn't what you meant, or you can say, yeah, I was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. But that did hurt. And so there are reasons why many Divine Masculines feel so alone on the journey, even though the Divine Feminine is offended by that, because the Divine Feminine is like, oh, I can be there. I'll be there for you. And it's like, yeah, but will you really? Have you really been able to honor what your Divine Masculine's purpose and future is? Come on. So they want you to unblock them. Let's get a bit more clarity on what this means. I mean, again, I don't think we're going to see something that could tell us social media or not in this deck because it's kind of old school, but who knows, right? Let's see. So unblock me. What does this mean? Whoa. Come back. Hold on now. Unblock me in your dreams. Unblock me in your 5D. Unblock me in your plans. Now, this is incredible. Remember how I said this could be them telling you to unblock the higher vibrational version of them. Again, whether that means you're thinking of the wrong person entirely, or whether that means you're just so hyper focused on how your DM was in the past that you can't even like fathom their future self and how great they'll be. This says unblock me. This is the card we had yesterday at the end. And this says the divine masculine has been working to make the changes. What was the beginning card in that reading? It was the 9 of Swords. It was the card that said things need to be turned around. I'm sabotaging myself a lot. I'm creating a lot of negative vibes. I'm having a lot of nightmares, and my life has become a living nightmare. And all I want is to leave this place and get closer to you. And this was the end result. And I think that the fact that we said the DM of the future, right? The present future, meaning the birth to death of your lifetime present, your present time. The DM that is in the high vibration, the DM from your reunion space, the DM that makes it out of self-sabotage and negativity. That person, whoa. I just looked at the chat and someone said, what does crashed mean? And I heard they crashed landed. That's crazy because in the beginning of the reading, I said I sensed them building a pyramid from the top down. A capstone floating in the middle and them coming down. Y'all, this is nuts because again, I'm telling you, there's a higher vibrational divine masculine that has integrated. We have 4 + 9, 4 + 9. That is 13 transformation death energy. Your divine masculine is coming to you saying, unblock me, unblock the future me, unblock the part of me that is trying to tap in and talk to you in your dreams. Unblock me could also mean stop looking at the dreams that we've had and looking at them through the lens of the old DM. Look at them through the lens of the new DM to understand them. Okay. What is it that they need help with? And we'll get a clarifier for this. What is it that they need help with? Oh, they broke your heart and they know it. Frick. I need help. I don't know how to fix this. I don't know how. So this is interesting because we talked about the 9 and the 3 energy, and we see this, and it was like the breaking down and the rebuilding. And I feel like as they got to the point where they realized that they could do this, that life could be a beautiful dream, that there was a charm to life, they also recognized the hollowness, the hollow emptiness. And it comes from this deep space of within them, they know that they have done something. They know that they have broken you. And I just realized I'm looking at the third eye chakra right now. And this came up yesterday. What's back here? Look at this. This is the reading for, so, sorry, freak out, Grace. 999. Okay. Freaking out. I don't know if you can tell. Spiritual strength is what they tried to tell us. Remember, I don't want to put you on a pedestal, divine feminine. I want to be the pedestal. I see that I want to do the thing that says, okay, I want to uplift you. I want to be, the strength in your 3D world. I want to basically make your life easier in the 3D so that you can go figure things out in the 5D. And you're here to make things easier for me in the 5D so that I can do the 3D stuff. Okay, great. Well, I just realized that I cannot get to doing my job first or yet until I do this first. So, okay, hold on. Third eye chakra, they see the big picture of what they want to do, but they don't know what decisions to make. So I need help with the decisions to make. That's tough because some of you are not in contact. So I'm trying to figure out how that's going to work. Hold on. What is it that you need help with, divine masculine? You need to make some new choices and decisions that will help you either stop breaking DF's heart, stop creating, that sense of loss between you and lack between you, or to fix what you've already done. There is definitely the energy of like a cross here, like an earth angel. In the sense of, again, not that your DM sees you as Jesus or you're their savior or salvation or their Messiah or their Christ. Okay. But to see the cross in this and the angelic wing look behind it with where her head is, it kind of just looks like an angel, right? To me, this kind of says they recognize that it is time to go in and awaken, right? Remove the stone that is blocking the two of you from being able to be and blocking you from being able to stand in that space. It is time for you to have the resurrection in their life. Now, again, that is all very allegorical. Please remember, I'm a Christian, so I'm definitely not trying to be disrespectful, but also please don't be disrespectful to Christ consciousness and all that, that some of you who are not Christians can still have some respect for, okay? So let's see. Wow, and look what comes up. Oh my gosh, they know this is what led to it. The 7-7. Now, okay. See, y'all don't want to believe Grace until Grace can show you. You see? Patience and planning is directly behind the planning card we already pulled alongside their planning. And remember, in the beginning, the color we saw was the red guy. He was the king, obviously. He had the authority, right? You can see him build, like he's literally building the freaking like Roman or Greek architecture that he would reign in as that king. So this is incredible. This is incredible. Okay. What do you need help with, Divine Masculine? You're letting us know, you know that you hurt us with your deception and envy. You know that your plans are something we can't necessarily see. And again, remember, the number of plan cards that have come up, this is not a joke, guys. This is serious. So, awareness. It's the crown. It's the awareness of their divinity okay. In the third eye chakra. Okay. That was another 7. This is the jackpot. What do you need help doing? Look at the 2 pillars. Look at the 2 pillars. Look at the light in between. Look at the staff in between. When I said to turn a profit, what did you think I meant? The Divine Masculine needs help stepping into their lighter side, walking through. Look at how this one is just still planning. You can even see the line down it that kind of is like, to level it or something, versus this one over here that's actually set in. That is freaky, and you freaking know it. If you haven't liked the video yet, like the gosh darn video. What's wrong with you? This is nuts. So I need help getting out of, and I love that this ended up being a 7 anyways. It wanted to tell us I need help with completion. I know I'm close, 9, 8 plus 8, can't talk. 18, 9 plus 9, I'm very close. I see everything. My shadow self is even starting to fade away, but I need help integrating this. Oh, Divine Feminine, I need your hope. Oh my gosh. Look at this. This 17, that's 18. They understand that they have to go. Oh, and oh my gosh, you can see the person in it. Look. Okay. Divine Feminine, can I ask you a question? For the past, let's just say month. And again, we're talking about whenever you watch this, okay? Don't go back to the date, but just from whenever you're seeing this, from the day you're watching, for the past month, on a scale of 1 to 10, how discouraged have you been about your Divine Masculine coming into your life? How have on a scale of 1 to 10, with 11 being absolutely sure of it, that they're going to be in my life, don't care when, don't care how, don't care why, or 0 meaning I don't even know why I'm here. Where have you been? Because what I'm getting here is that the Divine Masculine is really aware here. I'm sorry, guys. I know it can be intense sometimes with our readings. But yeah, look at the numbers we're getting. People are all over the place with good reason, though. Everyone's going to have their own journey. But we're all here and this reading resonates. We're still watching it, so it must resonate. And look at the difference in where we're at. If you guys want to give reasons for this, that would be awesome. Hey, and if you say you don't want a future with him anymore, then I would suggest that you either stop watching readings or stop watching readings with that person as your DM. Like to say that in a reading like this, you're going to have a horrible night tonight. I don't want that for you, but I can't stop you from tuning in. I can say it and you'll maybe stop watching me and then you'll just go watch somebody else. But the reality is, if you're not sure that your DM is coming in, if you're anything under like a 7 or an 8, because it's maybe I don't know when it's going to happen. Maybe I'm not sure I'm with the right person, whatever. If it's anything below a 7 or an 8, you really need to start to work through what that means for you. What it means to walk around every single day living with this feeling that your future is uncertain. Especially the more awareness and awakening and power you receive as a divine feminine, it's one thing if you have just always thought you were just going to be this lowly, silent, living in the bottom of a hole kind of person. But once you find out that you have this grand world and grand life and you're supposed to build and you have power that you're supposed to utilize and wield, and you then also learn that there's all this uncertainty in the future, you're not going to feel very good. You're going to struggle every single day. So your divine masculine is trying to say something to you. How can I, as the one who's not sure, unaware of my power, just really getting here, just getting to the point where I even believe in my dreams, just getting to the point where I understand the gifts that I have and how to kind of use them. If you don't even, if your vision of our future isn't even at least this clear, symmetrical, laid out, planned out, if it's not there, then how are we going to do this? I need help. I am trying to integrate my shadow self. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look what was underneath this. And your hope is the 5D power I've been missing. Ouch. Because some of you are not going to like that. Some of you don't want to hear that you have anything to do with the reason you're not in union. It's too much. It's too hard. Doesn't matter what the reason is. You don't want to hear any of it. Because especially in this community, not ours, but like in the tarot community, it's always about them and they. Someone's against you. Someone's doing something. It's always about the intrigue of it all. But the truth is, if you look at what the divine masculine is trying to talk to you about, look at this. 17 plus 2 is 19. 17, 18, 19. This is what they see. They're asking you to have the hope. They need your help hoping alongside them because it takes 2 to tango. It takes 2 to manifest this union. And what they want to tell you is that where you came from and ultimately where you will return to was the divine space. And that's what you've been missing. You can even see the integration that we talked about, right? Where this isn't the solid thing, but he has the awareness of it now. And you can even see kind of in the plans, like it's vague, it's broad, but it's there. The divine halo of wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and the truth of self, it's there. But when you combine it with this, you get either 10 of swords or 10 of pentacles. And those are 2 very opposite energies. And I think what they're asking you to do is to be the one to open the door. As I look at this, I realize a part of me felt like these were her wings and that she was stuck and she was caught and like this was holding her in place. But I think what happened is this is actually a board. You can kind of see it go straight through from one side to the other side. And it's not easily seen, but it is there. And the divine feminine came, and you see the light from behind her, right? This is a cave. And the divine feminine, in her heartache, in her loss, in his pain, in his sadness, the divine feminine collective went into their own cave because they were trying to find their DM in the shadows. But the divine feminine was blocked. And this blockage, that board right there that she's kind of holding on to. It hit her in the stomach, and then she put her hands over it, and she's been trying to finagle and get her way through. You were never supposed to come this direction. You need to turn around and go back towards the light. Your divine masculine needs your help but you have basically left them, like, you've checked out, like both of you were flying a plane or a chariot maybe, and you were the main pilot, they were the co-pilot, and then you just flipped the switch off. And they're panicking. They need your help landing. It's so funny, the whole crash thing now. Phew. So, where we were before, the divine space we were in that is coming through and seeping into our life now, that is not where you're at. You see the 3. This is where they need you to go that will actually help them and you, because the truth is, as mad as some of you can get when I say something like that, like, oh yeah, your DM wants your help or da-da-da-da, if you get rid of the anger and the trigger of, how dare you say that? I want to be there, da-da-da-da, and you go beyond that to what it really means to you, you're right in the sense that they're missing you and they need you in their life. You're wrong about all the things that separation is making you feel and then deciding that they're all real. But you're right about the fact that separation is not what you guys were meant to be experiencing. And they need your help getting back to the divine light and the divine space because you've checked out in many ways. What's the last card? What is it that we can use to get back to the divine order, to the plans the divine masculine has had for a really long time, it seems, for plans that I think they continue to watch kind of get messed up because of the pain and the sadness and the past and the miscommunication and the misunderstandings. What is it? Oh my freaking goodness. This is insane. First of all, yesterday, remember I did like a past, present, and future because we had 3 6s show up for the divine masculine. Well, this was their present. And I asked you, what memories, what have you been thinking of divine feminine? What lately has been on your mind about your past that keeps coming up to be worked through? Your divine masculine is trying to figure some things out, and they're using the memories, the little things to light their way along the path. It's a very emotional space for them. But the fact that we have last timeline was divine, and then we go to memories, and I sat here and told you guys about the divine plan as well as who was and is to come within your divine selves. I think your divine masculines are telling you, tap into the divine part. Stop trying to look through me or look through divine and be the divine light that you are so that you can easily connect with, just like you can connect to your future self, because it's a matter of really just playing out and playing things forward in the boundaries of your mind and seeing where you would be and then tapping into that person, that innate wisdom. Everything that happens in your life is a part of a cycle and a continuation. So the reason why many of you will be able to, once you try to tap into that future self of, you in 2050 reigning and all that, doing amazing things as the queen or the king or whatever, is because that part of you will ultimately be this conglomeration of everything from the past as well as your ancestral continuations. So the reason why you can look at your future self as queen and that it kind of reminds you of somebody, of you mixed with somebody. You might say it's kind of like Mr. Lightwork will be like, yeah, my future king self is a mixture of Denzel's cool, calm demeanor, Jim Carrey's, light, but also kind of just like, what the insanity of thought and just wow, right? And then Fresh Prince, Will Smith's humor and connection, and that's who my future self is. What did he do? He described people who have had a big influence on him and saw himself. He didn't tell you to look at a guy that had the face of Denzel on one side, Jim Carrey on the other, and Will Smith on the other. No, it's him. It's Mr. Lightwork in the future, but that is how he would see himself. So when you look forward and see yourself forward, The reason you can connect with that part of you is because you kind of have an idea maybe of what your parents looked like when they got older, and the beliefs that your family line carried all the way through to you. Anything that's going to stick with you is going to play out in a similar way that it did ancestrally in the history of your family timeline. That is a small scale visual of you being able to tap into your divine self of the past life / future life. Because again, where I come from, what I believe, I don't necessarily believe, I understand others do, and I will talk about it from time to time, but my belief is not reincarnation or like that's like kind of recycling of energy. I have a very different approach to it. And I do believe that almost like a soldier goes to a mission somewhere and then returns home, that is kind of what it's like for us when we come here. That's my belief. And so believing that means if I can see myself in the future and tap into that based on the logical brain and the spiritual discernment that God gave me, I can get a lot of information about tomorrow. So if I can do the same thing, I can tap into either my past version of me or even who I might think my future version of my original angelic self is. Again, this reading is not what I thought it was going to be. There is a lot of esoteric that I don't even, and not to say I don't believe, but I don't usually spend this much time in the 5D. And yet it's bomb. It's nuts. So what are they saying? Listen, you're wrong about what you see. Okay? Unblock the real me. I need help getting into this new, more hopeful energy and stepping into my divine light. I do need help with that. And I know a lot of it has to do with the way that I have pushed you away and pushed you into darkness or pulled you and dragged you down. And now that I'm getting out of that, you don't really know that because all you see is what you're misunderstanding. I'm trying to communicate with you that I'm finally stepping into the new space. And I know that can be hard. Some of the people who love us the most, when we say something like, I'm going to lose some weight, they be like, you finna lose some weight? You really? You finna lose some weight? And so it's like, it may be easy for you as a divine feminine to say, whatever, divine masculine. Oh, you finally see the light I've been telling you about for all the, finally, it can be easy. But I think they're saying to you, listen, I know what I caused and I know that I am supposed to really come and fix it. But since I can't do both right now, I'm asking you for the favor to turn back to the light and to remember the reason why you started. That is what helped me. To remember the reason why you fell in love. That is what helped me. Divine Feminine, the last life that we lived together as one was absolutely divine. And where we've been in this separation has been absolutely hellacious. It is not the ideal. It is not even the dream. Now that I can see the dream more clearly, now that I have a vision of where I need to be, a blueprint of how to get there, the materials to do it, I'm right there. But how do I communicate that to you when you have gone underground into the darkness and you don't get no damn cell signal down there? Okay? I need you to come home, spiritually speaking, so that everything else around you in your life can flow in that same direction. Let's read Memories of Love, guys. And open to financial and material changes. Okay, ready? So this is what it says. You may find yourself walking down memory lane at this time. And I'm wondering if this is what caused them to crash. I'm wondering if them avoiding their past and the pain and what they've done and how many mistakes they've made and how far away their future still was and all that. I'm wondering if that just suddenly hit them. I will tell you that the trauma I experienced this week, that's what it did for me. That's why I couldn't even go live. I'm usually pretty good about being able to move past myself and just let the channeling come through, but I couldn't even go live. But then once I had a day to integrate it, and then I had another day to really understand it, I'm in a space now where, yes, I still understand that it's a trauma. I still have to deal with the outcomes of that trauma. I still have to deal with it. It's not gone. But the reason why I can come onto this channel and sit here and talk to 400 people for an hour, 2, 3 days after something horrible happened that changed my life forever, is because I understand that at first, when I looked back and I realized that everything had just kind of led to that crash moment, I felt guilty and I felt stupid and I felt angry and I felt all these things. But then when I looked at it later and saw how instantaneous the shift in my life has been because of that thing, what it forced me to do, like this, it's a blessing. It's a blessing, it's a blessing, it's a blessing. If you remember where you came from, again, some of you do believe in like reincarnation. What was your past life like? Some of you check your Akashic records. What was there? Sure. Some of you just sense and know and always known from when you were young that you come from this place of light and love that you cannot really understand or explain, and yet you just know it. And maybe they call it heaven, or maybe they call it the afterlife, but you are from a place that you know you will return to. That the closer you get to the climax of your years, the more you get this sense of, I'm going home. And whatever it is you believe in, there are memories there that you shared with the oneness that is your divine counterpart. The more I am involved in a twin flame dynamic, the more I believe in it. The more I sit and listen to my clients, the more I doubt. The more I sit with my partner and see the things that are not just about relationships and no one's coming and winter things and it's twin flames toxic and no, fuck all that. When I actually sit with my person and have moments where I go, how did that happen? How are we so similar? And we're not even reaching. It's like, if then, and we have all that in common, which shouldn't even be statistically possible. That is where you get to a place where you say, I know the truth. The truth has set me free. I am sure of why I'm here. I am sure of why my partner is here, that I have a partner. I am a divine feminine. I have a divine masculine. We will be together. These stand out as the divine feminine kind of having to muddy through, right? But the divine masculine just got hit. Oh my gosh, this is perfect. Have you ever shoveled snow before? Okay, cool. So maybe you have, right? Y'all saw what happened the other day? I don't remember exactly where it was, but that snow plow where that guy was plowing and he hit a bunch of cars on the opposite side of the interstate. He was driving this way, they were driving that way, and they just saw this kind of arch coming off this snow plow. And they're like, whoa, what's that? And end up damaging 40 cars on the opposite side of the road because he's just flinging rocks and snow. And if you've never shoveled snow, if you've never dealt with it, if you've never known what it's like to have to go through that process, you might have even watched that video and been like, how the heck did that happen? Like, what in the world? But there is something that is just naturally built into you that you know how to deal with the things that you are familiar with, the things that you understand. And there is this sense that the divine feminine has been shoveling snow here and there their whole life. You get it. You know it. And sometimes you get pissed off that you're always the one that has to shovel the damn snow. Well, your divine masculine just found out about snow on a trip to wherever that happened by getting hit in the face with it from a snowplow going 70 miles an hour. That's the difference between your journeys. And if you can give them the respect that you would want and understand that you having a lifetime of every time it snows, having this kind of trigger in you that goes, oh, I'm going to have to freaking snow. I'm going to have to shovel. Versus them having a just intense fear of snow because of what happened to them that one time. That's the difference between their journeys. And I know it's scary. I know it's frustrating. But there is something that was put and placed into you guys that prepared you for exactly what you were meant to experience. So as a divine feminine, it can be really easy to look at your divine masculine and go, what? You've never seen snow before? Get over it. Deal with it. Society says, everything around me says that you're supposed to be stronger than me, right? Right. So figure it out. But all they have to tap into right now is the things that deep down underneath everything that they never dealt with snow, but they always felt this magic about it. They'd never shoveled it before, but they always felt connected to this 3D side of it. Divine Feminine, you have been alone in the 3D world as a 5D being that is more 5D than 3D, and it's stressful and it sucked. But your Divine Masculine has been having all these weird senses about the 5D that have freaked them out their entire life that they can barely understand. And there is just this feeling that the memories you're going to tap into, the divinity that you need to search for and seek out, is going to look different to both of you. It's going to be understood different. It's going to feel different when it comes in. But the difference is, if you had to deal with what the Divine Masculine had to deal with, you would have given up. And if the Divine Masculine had to shovel their whole damn life, they would have given up. If you could see how things have played out as divine, as ordained, as trustworthy, you can trust the way that divine has set things up. If you can allow yourself to work through your trigger when you hear divine timing, that trigger about divine timing, when you hear a reader say that and it's like, oh, this reading, nope, where's the reading that's going to tell me today, now? If you can work through that, if you can work through your perspective about your Divine Masculine's weaknesses, if you can work through the perspective of what twins actually means, and that you are equal and opposites, not the same, if you can start to get back to the divine truth that I think readings can sometimes brush aside for the, well, let's just see what could happen. Oh! If you can move that shit aside and go back to what made you first seek out, what's this crazy sacred chemistry relationship I'm in? Or click that first recommended video of what are twin flames? If you can think back to the feelings that you had before you knew what you thought you knew and understood the way that you understood, integrated the way you integrated, you will be able to see your life and your love in a much more pure way. And you'll be able to see your Divine Masculine for who they really are. Because the truth is, the person that you've blocked, the person that you think you're right about, doesn't even exist. That is a shadow of your Divine Masculine self. And the reason why so many of you get ghosted is because you're dating a damn ghost. Oh, I gotta stop the reading now. Oh, fuck. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, so I think we're going to read Memories of Love. Did we already do that? Emotional loss. Did I put it down? I put it down. Let's read it. You may find yourself walking down memory lane at this time. This nostalgic card could indicate that an old friend or acquaintance from the past may step back into your life. And we just went direct, guys. Or it could even resurrect. Get the fuck out. I gotta stop. I don't want it. I don't want this. Did y'all just hear the word I just said? Did y'all just hear the freaking word I just said? I just want to tell you that I am, some of y'all didn't hear it, I guess, because I have not seen a single whoa or wow in the comments. What word did I use back here? I saw the Divine Feminine on the damn cross in a way. And went through it and even talked and said, all right, I know that not everyone's here is Christian. We're in a freaking deck called the Psychic Tarot. And the word resurrect happens to be on the card of memories. I have used this deck twice. I have opened this book a couple of times. Man. Or it could even resurrect loving images from days gone by. This is insanity. This is insanity. This is does this person, these happy forgotten moments or those innocent childhood memories, encourage you to recall and welcome the energy of love? Is there a message or lesson from these fond recollections that could benefit you in your present life? Frick. Why isn't anyone else freaking out? The number 6 card relates to support, dedication, unity, and the need for balance in the areas of emotions and love. Your heart and soul are asking you not to dwell in the past, but to use the inspiration and joy from that time to assist you in the here and now. Bro, I'm about to be sick. I'm seriously about to be sick, bro. Ooh, I'm lightheaded. Okay, guys. Jeez. Okay. All right. I'm fine. Bruh. You know what's scary? Like, I'm actually in physical pain right now. I shouldn't be doing these readings. But if I had listened to that lie and not done these readings this week, bruh, I'm going to read this again. This card comes... Oh, reading the wrong one. You may find yourself walking down memory lane at this time. This nostalgic card could indicate that an old friend or acquaintance from the past may step back into your life, or it could even resurrect loving images from days gone by. Does this person, these happy, forgotten moments, or those innocent childhood memories, encourage you to recall and welcome the energy of love? Does it? Is there a message or lesson from these fond recollections that could benefit you in your present life? The number 6 card relates to support, dedication, unity, and a need for balance in the areas of emotions and love. Your heart and soul are asking you not to dwell in the past, but use the inspiration and joy from that time to assist you in the here and now. Someone said, innocent childhood memories? WTF. I survived my childhood. You have been tainted by society's view that just because you survived it and it did not feel innocent, that you were not an innocent yourself. I hope that helps. I'm blown. This reading was a lot for me, guys. It's nuts. The divine masculine was pretty clear here, guys. They have plans for you. And the truth is, they're based on something that came from the previous divine lifetime together. Whether you believe that was in heaven, whether you believe that was on earth, reincarnated or whatever it is, they remember. Shut up, Steph. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to shut up. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. How do you help the divine masculine? You help yourself. You do the one thing you've been ignoring every reader telling you since you started the twin flame journey, which is focus on you. The thing that happened to me, my trauma that happened this week, directly related to me not taking good enough care of myself. That was my mind-blowing, life-altering, everything has been different for me for 3 days now. And it's been something that I've been asking for divine help from, but also saying, okay, God, like, don't, in the past, I used to ask God for suffering, like, make me strong, make my heart good, test my heart. Like, I would ask for things in a way that invited in pain. And I recognized I was doing it, so I stopped. And I figured I'd had enough. And so I've always asked God now, send me all the good that you have. And if I'm really struggling with something, I say, okay, and send me something that will make me change without having to be painful, without it hurting me. That's what I've been saying in the past few years, and I feel like it's worked. And so it's interesting because, again, the issue is more mental for me. What I'm going to have to deal with and how it impacted my life is mental. My prayer was answered. I didn't get hurt. And so it's like, whoa. The divine masculine, in the same way, has been doing everything they can to get around the situation they're in to the ultimate goal. Like, they've been wanting and trying to figure out for a while, how do I do this thing? But the problem was there was things still remaining, or again, things they didn't understand or know that were stopping them. The divine feminine trying to help them figure that out was a major issue, because a part of it is like, if you hold a baby up and don't let them walk on their own and don't let them develop their muscles, then they're going to always need like a walker or a brace or a chair, right? You have to let the babies, the youth, the infants, the small things grow into themselves properly. You have to let them do it the right way. Like, you don't help a bird out of its shell. There are certain things that you just don't do. The divine feminine has very much been a part of that in their divine masculine's journey, or trying to insert themselves in if their DM has kept them at a distance. And I believe that what is being said here very plainly, very clearly, two things. First and foremost, divine feminine, let go of the heartache because you're holding on to it. Again, I see this as a board in this. It's a board connecting two sides of this cave. She walked into the cave, and only the divine masculine can go into their cave. And so there was a blockage that came up, and the divine feminine felt it and then just kind of put her hands over it, or his hands over it, and has just been standing there saying, oh, I'm stuck. And it's like, you're not stuck. Pick your hands up and turn around, walk out. No, I'm stuck. You're stuck because you can't go the way you want to go. So the first thing you have to do, let go. Stop thinking about it. Stop dwelling on it. Stop focusing on it. If you have a therapist that lets you come in and talk and just rehash your pain, and you guys don't ever actually develop any new coping strategies, if you guys don't ever actually do anything, and it's becoming a point where you're addicted to talking about your problems, you have a psychologist that is trying to manipulate you and have a patient for life. And I'm sorry. You need to work through the issues, and rehashing them over and over and over again, not going to help. Then you have to turn around. So right now you're looking at the darkness. It's why you keep rehashing the pain, because there's more fear ahead. But if you turn around and go back the way you came, go back towards the light that you were in when you met your DM, because that's what drew them out of their darkest place, was your light. Okay? If you go back and turn around, and just turning around to look at the light, you don't even have to leave the cave yet. That's going to help. By the time you get to the edge of the cave, now you're going to have cell signal, and you're going to get the messages from your DM that you haven't been getting because you've been so deep in your heartache and your pain and your sadness, and really in their pain and sadness and what they've got going on, that you weren't dealing with you. Then you have to leave the cave and get off the mountain completely. And you have to go back to your kingdom. So you got to go home. And then you have to do your blueprint. Some of you have a blueprint, have a house framed out, waiting for you, but you walked away from it. You started building and then you left. And then you have to make sure everything is divinely aligned. And then you have to build it and integrate it. And then, let me just be real with you. Then you got to build another pillar and another pillar and another. Divine feminine, you have to get back to work. You have to get back to your kingdom. That's how you help your divine masculine. Some of y'all need to watch my other readings, because I'm just going to end up rehashing things I've been trying to teach for years. Just go watch other readings. Just like some of my videos. YouTube will start showing you some of my other videos that are going to have the same keywords and all the same stuff that you want to see. Or you can go search on top of your YouTube search bar, Fiery Grace the Gifted, and then any search term you can think of. Anything, any phrase that comes to mind about twin flames, DMs, whatever, put that in and then see what comes up and watch one of those videos, because I'm telling you, some of you have heard from every reader, focus on you, focus on you, focus on you, but no, those readers are not coaches. And maybe that was good that you had that reader to give you that, but if they're not going to actually tell you how to do it, which is why many of you end up so frustrated with general readings, then what are you really going to do? That's another reason why some people don't like our readings, because we talk too much. It's like, no, we're giving you the coaching. We're answering the questions that when you really care about your journey, you actually will listen to. But you're just popping from reading to reading and you happen to come across this one and it's like, just get to the cards. Just get to the cards. These are freaking pieces of paper. I'm a human person with a divine masculine in the next room sleeping. We've been together for years. I would suggest you listen to me. What the wrong? What? So yeah, they need your help and they just need you to be you. They need you to stop worrying about what they're doing and to stop doubting them. Just be you. Do what you're supposed to do. And if you say, well, I've always been the type that's been obsessive about my men. I've always been the type that when I get a new woman in my life, I just kind of devote myself to them. So I am being me. Okay, well, you need to grow up and get better, because that sounds silly. And I don't know who you think you're going to help acting like that. You feel me? Nah. All right, well. So, Laura, I got this deck gifted for me from my friend Lydia. She's in Canada. I can't believe she's not here tonight. I hope she watches this. Hi, Lydia. Here. Okay. All right. So let's see what we're going to do here, Grace. Yes, my booking list is now open again. So you can book for February at thefierygrace.com. You can click the link. There's a pinned comment here, but I think I can... Oh, let me see what I do if I put that. Oh, nope. Oh, nope. That's something that I had typed to Stephanie. Okay. Okay. What is this? Oh, dope. Oh, Katrina, somebody just pre-ordered my book for my website. Thank you, Katrina. I don't know if you're watching right now. Are you watching right now? Thank you. Katrina just pre-ordered the book, you guys. And that means that and you can do that too. Here, I'll put that link. If you want to pre-order my book, book 2, volume 2, it will help to get the editing done. Oh gosh, I have a bunch of stuff I have to pay for in the next couple of weeks, and I don't have the Kickstarter because it doesn't come to me until after the 22nd. So I am a little bit like, all right now. But again, you guys, I'm about to put out book 2 on 2/22/2022. I am changing the trajectory of my life every single day, and I am so appreciative of any of you who say, you know what, Grace, I've been there where I'm about to do something big and everything starts fucking crashing, trying to knock me off course. I want to support you, please. Thank you and please. Okay, so all right, so did I do it already? There is the link to my Kickstarter, which is basically just pre-order my book on the website. I would prefer people pre-order rather than donate. But I also know that some people would just prefer to donate because they're not going to read the book. And that's cool too. What else am I doing here? I want to thank our sponsors, you guys. You guys are freaking amazing. And we still don't have a $1 Emerald level sponsor. So if you guys want to keep donating 1111, that's dope. But if you just give $1, we can get to our... I was supposed to tell you guys that. We are still $133 short of our secondary goal. So I know that the Kickstarter says it's over 100% funded, but that's because I set the goal low, because if you don't meet the goal, Kickstarter does not give you the funds at all. Okay. So I'm technically still short. But let me give you the Kickstarter. If anyone was interested in donating or becoming a sponsor, you can do that there. Okay. There's that. And then, if you are like, Grace, I really don't have the funds right now, but I do intend on pre-ordering your book and I know I'll have the funds around the 22nd, then you can pre-order volume 2 and it's actually free to do that. They don't charge you until the book is delivered to your Kindle or whatever you have. Again, if you don't have a Kindle, Amazon has it set up where you just have to download the Kindle app on any device you've got, and then you can read as if you can turn any device you have into a Kindle, basically. So if you've been interested in doing more reading, you really don't like paper books. Like, I love paper books. I have shelves full of books. But if you're like, that's not really me, but I do want to read, I would recommend that you download book 1 so that you can read it while you're in the Uber. Some people don't like driving when they're moving, or reading when they're moving, but you can, read it while you're in line. You can read it while you're, nursing your child. thinking about all this stuff. But you can use your phone to read the book, whether it's book one or book two, or both of them, and it's only going to be $8 a book. So if you're interested, again, there's the link to that. And which way would I prefer? I honestly, whatever's best for you guys. Okay, there's all these different ways. Like, okay, you can get the book from a retailer, and that's going to be the best and cheapest option. If you go to Amazon and get the Kindle version, it's $8. And you know what? I think Barnes and Noble, if you have a Nook, you can also get the book for $8. Okay, so buying the book from a retailer is going to be the best option for those of you who are like, I don't really pay for books, I don't really spend money on stuff like that, or like, funds are short, or if you're an international client and you just want to get the book as soon as possible. So this is going to be a good option for you. Okay. If you want to buy the book from me, whether it's the first book or pre-ordering the second book, when you do that, the money comes straight to me now, and that's going to help me fund the project. Again, I've explained it a lot. So if you're curious, maybe someone else in the chat can explain it. There's just a few things that when you publish a book, you have to have. And so I need your help getting that. And if you buy the book from me, like Katrina just did, then that I get those funds, and then you just get your book later rather than paying for it in a month or two. You pay for it now and you get it in a month or two. So basically it's just like paying the author beforehand so that they can actually do their job. Okay. You guys are basically like a publishing company helping me publish my book. I'm still going to have to pay that money back, right? If an author gets a bonus to help them write, it's just so they can pay their bills and have the clarity of mind so that they can actually get the book done, but they still have to pay that back later. So again, I really do always prefer that you guys purchase something like a reading or something like that from me so that we can have that even exchange. But I also know if you're like me, I'm a huge philanthropist. Gift giving is my love language. And so giving someone money is like, that's easy peasy, beautiful exchange for me. No problem. I know not everybody's like that. It's up to you. So if you want to get it from a retailer, cheapest option, $8.88. If you want to get it from me, you can get it signed. But again, if you're an international client, the only thing I can mail you as an international client is a signed copy of the bookmark. All right. So if you want this and then you have your ebook, cool. Because now you have something tangible. And also it's pretty cool because you have something from someone you kind of connected with for a long time in person. But then on the other side of it, you don't have to actually have like a bunch of books. All right. So that's another reason why I made the bookmark, is because I have so many international clients, friends, subscribers that I'm just like, I want to be able to connect with you guys somehow, and then you can buy the book for me. And what that means is I have to pay for author copies from Amazon, but if I do it that way, then those book sales don't count. So I actually have to pay full price for my books that I sell to you guys, like that I sign. I have to pay full price for them if I want those to count as sales. So when you buy a book for me to sell, that is really, really helpful. Okay. Like that's for people who are like, I don't really read, or I don't read that kind of content, but I really want to support you. Especially I want to support you as a light worker, as an author. And then if you want to buy it for someone else, you can go through my Amazon wish list, or you can buy it directly from my website, and then we can give it away here. As you guys have seen, we've given away probably, I don't know, like 10 books for free to the collective through you guys. So I'll pay for shipping if you'll pay for the book. And that is our kind of joint venture together to do something for our community, So I don't really have a preference. You guys know me, I'm super frugal. I'm like a savings queen, you know what I mean? And so I'm always going to try to give you guys the cheapest option. But I also understand that I have to pay my bills. I have to survive. I have to eat. And knowing that, it's like, okay, if you don't have it, then just like the video. You know what I mean? If you can support me through just giving me your time, taking the extra second to comment or whatever, that's enough, because even that will get this, continue to build the channel and continue to support that way. But if you're like, no, Grace, you know what? I have extra money. In fact, somebody sent me an email. Crap. And I totally forgot to respond, but somebody asked me about microphones for the audiobook and said they wanted to support that. Like, that's amazing. I hadn't even thought of that. So there's all kinds of ways you guys can help. There's also all kinds of ways where you can just be here and be a part of the tribe, where it doesn't have to be about me, because I understand YouTube tarot is not regular YouTube. Regular YouTube, you fall in love with the YouTuber. YouTube tarot, all you really want is this. So if you just want to be here for the collective, as you notice, I wait until the end to do this. So if you're like, ugh, I don't want to have to sit through the ads, don't worry. I don't do them in the middle of my readings. I wait till the end and you can just watch the whole reading and leave. So I want to try to just make sure everyone is happy the best I can help them be happy, if that makes any sense. I know I can't please everybody, but however you want to help, however you're available to help, awesome. And if you're not interested, then don't listen. Don't let me make you upset. Just click off and go watch something else. Okay, let's see. Is that everything, guys? If you're interested in joining our tribe and getting our dope ass emojis, there's that. And if you're, what else do we have? Is that everything? Oh. And if you want to work with Mr. Lightwork, again, his prices are usually going to be around half or lower than mine. And again, some of you might be like, why? Well, I have a degree in psychology. I have a degree in social sciences and leadership. I have I have a degree in communication. These are some of these are like minors and stuff. I have a degree in project management. I'm an MBA. And when I say that my time is more valuable, it's not because I'm just trying to like puff myself up. It's because just like I drop gems in this, I'm going to drop gems in your personal reading. I'm going to go out of my way in our coaching session to pinpoint something that's going to change your life. So if you want the extra help and the fact that I cannot help but overgive and overdo, then you're going to go the route of going through grace. If you're going to look for having a conversation with a divine masculine, someone who Mr. Lightwork and I agreed that for his first few years of business in this lightworker space, that he needed to master it. And that's another reason why he's keeping his prices low, because it gives him the opportunity to do more and build his skill. I've been doing this. I was a professional coach years before I even got here. I had a whole business before. So like a lot of you don't know, I have lightworker sessions, like a lightworker reading, but I also have business sessions. And I have clients that I have helped build their YouTube channel, their TikTok. I have clients that I have helped build home-based businesses. Like, y'all, I'm a teacher. I'm a coach. And if you want to do anything you see me doing or know anything you see me knowing, just say something. I'd be happy to help. So if you're interested in talking to Mr. Lightwork, he has awesome services available. So I'm gonna put that here, boom. And you can talk to him on the phone. You can talk to him on FaceTime. You can get a reading. You can also just get like a video from him where you send him some information and ask him some questions. And then he'll do a video, not with cards, but just with his face or like just his hands or whatever. And he will go through what you're talking about. You can get those with both of us as well. We actually have a bunch of sessions together, but again, you're paying for 2 coaches. So I don't really advertise them that much because they're expensive. So yeah, like I just want to make sure that whatever it is that you think you need, whatever it is you think you've been pulled here and led here to do, that if you go to my website and you get discouraged because you're like, man, I can't do that. I can't have that. Well, then maybe Mr. Lightwork will have something for you. Again, and that's if you feel called to. Some people will never need to order a reading, and that's okay. Some people will need to order a few with coaches they can trust. And I would recommend you go through us because, as all of my clients will tell you, I will come to you if you are ordering too many readings and say, I don't know your finances, but I'm just going to come in and be the person to say, make sure that you can afford this because this is kind of crazy that you just ordered 6 love letters. I will be the person that says, hey, I noticed that we've kind of developed like a monthly relationship where you buy 3 or 4 readings from me. I just want to make sure that I'm actually helping you. Can we do something different? Or maybe should we take a break? That's me. Mr. Lightwork and I will say to you at the end of a call, if we never talk again, because we're not trying to sell you for the next one. We want to be here for your 0 and 1 point and then send you off on your way. It's the reason I didn't become a doctor. It's the reason I didn't become a psychiatrist. Because the best way to build those kinds of businesses, because that's what they are, is to keep clients forever. Is to build lifelong, shattered people that you can hold their hand while they pay you till you die. That's not me. That's not Mr. Lightwork. If you want to work with a coach that is actually going to help you and isn't just going to try to make you crazy, work with us and then go and move on with your life, dude. I'm encouraging you to get a reading from us if you need one. or go back and watch our old readings if you feel like you want one, but you can't afford it. Don't spend money you don't have, because the clarity you think is going to come, it's not going to happen. All right. There is really no reader out there that's going to tell you when your person's coming. There is no reader that can confirm who your real person is. They will lie to you and say that they can, but they can't. I want to be that person to say, if you want to get a reading from me, if you want it, good, but you're going to be getting it for the coaching. You're going to be getting it to work through your crisis energy in your journey, not to just hang out and chit chat with me, which I would love to do, right? But why pay me for that? Like, no, bruh. No. Let me help you as a coach, as a guide, as a twin flame guru. Let me help you as a woman who has hung out with men her whole life and have a better understanding of masculine energy than most of you do, because I'm pretty masculine myself. But don't waste your time or money anymore on any of this stuff if you don't need it, okay? There's my website. There's my email. Here's some of the stuff that I offer. Love letters are available again. I forgot to mention that, I think. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But DM readings, love letters, and personal readings are open again. That's what I had to shut down before, because it got to a point where I did too much. I was giving readings away for free. I did like 30 free readings in December. It was overwhelming. And I just needed to be able to pull back so I could actually write my book. Now that the book is finished. Oh, did I tell you guys? The book's finished. It's been sent out to the editors. Oh, and beta readers. I will be sending you guys stuff tonight. I'm only picking 5. I think I've gotten like 30 emails. So I just want you to know it's nothing personal if I don't pick you. I'm literally picking the most diverse group that I can find. I'm picking 2 people that have read the book, 3 people who haven't read the first book, and 3 people who haven't, because I need to know if the people who are going to hop in on book 2 are actually going to understand it. All right. So just know that we've got beta readers. You're going to be getting your email tonight, if not tomorrow, but most likely tonight. And then you'll also be let know like, hey, I've already picked other people for the gig, and the book is done. Somebody who read it already was like, I can't believe you wrote another book already. And it's like, right? Me neither. And just so you guys know, book 3 is coming out on 3/22/2022. So this is not over yet. I'm only just beginning to really dig in. And I'm doing that also because I know that it's a book series and I keep leaving all the books on a cliffhanger. And after book 3, I got to take a break and do some other things. But I'm giving those of you who got attached to book 1 and thought, holy, this is a crazy story, I want to know everything. I'm going to give you guys 3 books worth of information for the first 6 months or, first year of the series. And then I'm going to pull back and make you wait. So get excited and also sad. And then I don't write fast. I'm organized. If I just sat down and tried to write it from my head, I would write slow, but I am a very organized person. And so I know how to set up a plot grid and then set up a short outline and then set up a long outline and then set up, each chapter's flow. And then I write. So it looks like I only wrote the book in 2 weeks, because that is what happened. To sit down and physically write the chapters out as they would play out only took 2 weeks. But it took a while from the previous book. And I also move on plans. Again, I have a degree in project management. So if I decide I'm going to do something and I give myself a deadline, I know how to work through the plan, work backwards and say, well, looks like I'm going to have this long to write. So I do kind of write fast, but also I've had this story in my head for 7 years. Okay. The reason that I'm writing book 3 right after book 2 is because they literally flow into each other like so well. And I'm already in the story. If you're a poet or a singer or an artist, you kind of know that when you're working on a specific project, you kind of get into the energy of it. And book 2 and book 3 are just, I got to write them and I got to get it out for you guys too. So I'm hoping that it makes everybody happy and excited. I'm hoping that if you're skeptical about helping people, like, why should I give you $1? How can I know you're going to really put a book out? Well, again, the proof is in the pudding. I already did one, okay, without any experience whatsoever. And I've also finished another one and have plans to do another. So again, if you aren't really sure, there you go. You know what I mean? All right. I hope this helps. I love you guys. And I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I don't know what it is. So I'm going to go because I need to get to work. I love you so much. Thank you all for being here. Please and thank you. Oh my gosh, we have 418 likes. Thank you guys so much for liking the video. That's amazing. I feel like y'all like my video like you be liking Mr. Lightwork's video. That's amazing. Thank you. And thank you to all the members. Oh, wait, you know, some people donated. Wait, who's this? Hello, Vanessa. Welcome to Fiery Friends. Hello, all the members who are present. Thank you guys for being here. All right, I thought that I saw 2 donations come through, but they're not showing up. So whoever donated, wait, can I click it up here? Oh, I think I'll mess it up if I do. Let's see. No, it doesn't work. Okay. Whoever donated, I can't see it, but I just want to say thank you. You guys are freaking amazing. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go. I keep saying bye and not leaving. I love you. Bye.